This video presents topics of violence, murder, and death. Viewer discretion advised.
Bryce Laspisa is the individual associated in the disappearance in 2013. He was 19 years old and a college student when he went missing under mysterious circumstances. Here is a brief biography of the victim based on the available information. His full name was Bryce David Laspisa. He was born on February 22nd, 1994, and he disappeared on August 30th, 2013. Bryce David Laspisa was originally from Illinois, and he was a student at Sierra College in Rocklin, California at the time of his disappearance. He was described as a friendly and outgoing young man with no apparent signs of distress or other issues leading up to his disappearance. Bryce's family and friends were deeply concerned when they were unable to reach him, leading to the report of his disappearance. Bryce's disappearance while driving from his college in Northern California to his parents' home in Laguna Niguel, Southern California. The last known communication from Bryce was a phone call to his parents at around 2 a.m. on August 30th, 2013. During the call, he sounded distressed, but the exact nature or reason of his distress unfortunately remains unknown. The mystery deepened when his abandoned vehicle, a 2003 Corolla Highlander, was found overturned near Casiatic Lake on Casiatic Lake boat ramp. Personal belongings, including his laptop, cell phone, wallet, and other items, were found inside the vehicle. Despite extensive searches and investigations, Bryce Laspisa's whereabouts remain unknown, and the case has yet to be solved. Bryce Laspisia's disappearance is marked by several unusual and unexplained aspects, including the location of his abandoned vehicle and his distressed state during the last known communication. The case has garnered attention and speculation, but unfortunately remains unsolved to this date. For the latest information, please verify the most recent news articles and official statements from law enforcement agencies. The disappearance of Bryce Laspisa is a mysterious and tragic case that occurred in 2013. Bryce Laspisa is a 19-year-old college student from Illinois who went missing under unusual circumstances while driving from his college in Northern California to his parents' home in Southern California. Here's a brief analysis of the case based on the available information. Bryce Laspisa was a student at Sierra College in Rocklin, California. He was described as a friendly and outgoing young man. There was no apparent signs of distress or issues leading to his disappearance. On August 26th, 2013, Bryce left his college campus to drive to his parents' home in Laguna Niguel, Southern California. He was driving a 2003 Toyota Highlander. On August 27, 2013, his parents became concerned when they were unable to reach him. They reported him missing to the authorities. On August 29, 2013, Bryce's SUV was found overturned and abandoned at Castaic Lake Boat Ramp in the Los Angeles National Forest. Bryce's laptop, cell phone, wallet, and other personal items were found inside the vehicle. Strangely, there was no sign of Bryce. The location where Bryce's car was found is unusual. Castaic Lake is not the direct route from the college to his parents' home. There's speculation about why he would be in the area, but no definitive answers. Bryce's last known communication was a phone call to his parents around 2 a.m. on August 30th, 2013. During the call, he sounded distressed, but the exact reason remains unknown. Prior to his disappearance, Bryce exhibited some erratic behavior. He broke up with his girlfriend, and there were reports of him acting strangely, including staying awake for extended periods. There were indications that Bryce may have used prescription medication or other substance around the time of his disappearance, which could have influenced his behavior. Despite extensive research, there have been no confirmed sightings of Bryce since the discovery of his abandoned vehicle. Several theories have been proposed to explain Bryce Laspisia's disappearance. Some suggest that Bryce intentionally disappeared, perhaps due to personal issues or a desire to start afresh. There's some indication that this whole incident was an accident or perhaps a suicide. The circumstances of the crash of Bryce's may have been signs of distress state during his last call, which would have raised the possibility of an accident or intentional harm. However, there also may have been signs of amnesia or foul play. There are some speculation that Bryce may have suffered from amnesia or encountered foul play, leading to his disappearance. Despite extensive searches and media coverage, Bryce Laspisia's disappearance remains unsolved. His family and authorities continue to seek information, and there is online communities that have dedicated their time and efforts to discussing and investigating the case. The disappearance of Bryce Laspisia is a perplexing case with many unanswered questions and highlights that challenge associated with missing person investigations, especially when there is no clear evidence or motive. There is no publicly disclosed suspect list in the disappearance of Bryce Laspira. The circumstances surrounding his case, including the discovery of his abandoned vehicle and personal belongings, raise mostly questions, but law enforcement agencies and individuals have not identified any suspects specific to this case. It's essential to note that investigations can evolve over time and that new information may have emerged over recent time. To obtain the latest information on the Bryce Laspisia case, I recommend checking recent news articles, law enforcement statements, or updates from the Laspisia family or their representatives. Keep in mind that law enforcement agencies could withhold certain details during ongoing investigation to avoid compromising the case. Bryce Laspisia is the individual associated with the disappearance in 2013. He was a 19-year-old college student who went missing under mysterious circumstances. Here is a brief biography based on the available information. His full name was Bryce David Laspisia. He was born on February 22nd, 1994, and he disappeared August 30th, 2013. Bryce Laspisia was originally from Illinois and was a student of Sierra College in Rockland, California. At the time of his disappearance, he was described as a friendly and outgoing young man with no apparent signs of distress or issues leading up to his disappearance. Bryce's family and friends were deeply concerned when they were unable to reach him, leading to the report of his disappearance. Bryce's disappearance while driving from his college in North Carolina to his parents' home in Laguna de Niguel, Southern California. This was the last known communication from Bryce. It was a phone call to his parents around 2 a.m. on August 30th, 2013. During this call, he sounded distressed, but the exact reason of this distress unfortunately remains unknown. The mystery deepened when his abandoned vehicle, a 2003 Toyota Highlander, was found unoverturned near Castaic Lake in Castaic Lake boat ramp. Personal belongings, including his laptop, cell phone, wallet, and other items, were found inside the vehicle. Despite extensive searches and investigation, Bryce's Laspisia's whereabouts remain unknown, and the case has yet to be solved. Bryce Laspisia's disappearance is marked by several unusual and unexplained aspects, including the location of his abandoned vehicle and the distress state during the last known communication. The case has garnered attention and speculation, but as the last update into his case remains a unsolved mystery. For the latest information, it is recommended to check recent articles or official statements from law enforcement agents. The details of evidence in the disappearance of Bryce Laspisa are limited, and certain specifics might not be publicly disclosed due to the ongoing nature of the investigations. However, here are some of the key pieces of evidence and details surrounding the case that are publicly known. Please note that developments may have occurred since then, and that latest sources of updates only show these key pieces of known evidence. The abandoned vehicle. Bryce's 2003 Toyota Highlander was found overturned and abandoned near Castiac Lake in the Castiac Lake boat ramp. Personal belongings, including his laptop, cell phone, and wallet, as well as other items, were found inside the vehicle. His last phone call. The last known communication from Bryce was a phone call to his parents around 2 a.m. on August 30th, 2013. During this call, Bryce sounded distressed, but that the exact nature of the distress unfortunately remains unclear to this day. Erratic behavior. Reports suggested that Bryce exhibited erratic behavior on the days leading up to his disappearance. This includes staying awake for extended periods and breaking up with his girlfriend. Security camera footage. Some reports indicated that security footage captured Bryce at a truck stop in Buttonwillow, California, in the early morning hours before his disappearance. Excuse me. Timeline of travel. Investigators likely compiled a timeline of Bruce's investigation and movements, as well as travel from Sierra College in Rocklin, California, to his parents' home in Laguna Niguel. Prescription medication. There were indications that Bryce may have been using prescription medication or was using other substances around the time of his disappearance. It's important to note that the available information on the evidence is not exhaustive, and some details may be sensitive or not disclosed to the public. Investigations into missing person cases can be complex, and law enforcement agencies may withhold certain information to protect the integrity of the investigation. If there have been new developments in the case since the last verification, please consider checking in with recent news sources or official law enforcement statements for the latest piece of information. Bryce Laspisa is the individual associated in this disappearance in 2013. He was a 19-year-old student who went missing under mysterious circumstances while attending college. Here's a brief biography based on available information. His full name was Bryce David Laspisa. He was born on February 22nd, 1994, and he disappeared on August 30th, 2013. Bryce Laspisa was originally from Illinois, and he was a student at Sierra College in Rocklin, California at the time of his disappearance. He was described as a friendly and outgoing young man with no apparent signs of distress or issues leading up to this disappearance. Bryce's family and friends were deeply concerned when they were unable to reach him, leading up to the report of his disappearance. Bryce's disappearance while driving from his college in Northern California to his parents' home in Laguna Niguel, Southern California. The last known communication from Bryce was a phone call to his parents around 2 a.m. on August 30th, 2013. During this call, he sounded distressed, but the exact reason of the distress remains unfortunately unknown. The mystery deepened when his abandoned vehicle, a 2003 Toyota Highlander, was found overturned near Castiac Lake on Castiac Lake boat ramp. Personal belongings, including his laptop, cell phone, wallet, and other items, were found inside the vehicle. Despite extensive searches and investigations, Bryce Laspisia's whereabouts unfortunately remained unknown, and the case has yet to be solved. Bryce Laspisia's disappearance is marked by several unusual and unexplained aspects, including the location of his abandoned vehicle and the distressed state during the last known communication. The case has garnered attention and many speculation, but as to the last update, it unfortunately remains unsolved. For the latest information, it is recommended that you check recent news articles or official statements from law enforcement agencies.